Shalom. With the I.S.U.P.K started out of 1 West, 1 to the 5th Street, Harlem, New York, under commanding General Yohanna. And our job to teach a black man, Hispanic man, and the Indian man that according to the Bible, we are the real Jews, man. Them people, them oppressors over there in the land of Israel that call themselves Jews, they ain't the real Jews. The real Jews are in Handsworth, Hackney, Marseille, Longside, in the Caribbean, in Puerto Rico. That's who the real Jews are, man. Make sure you pay your tithes. 10% of everything you earn goes to the priests and prophets of the Most High. 10% of anything you earn goes to the priests and prophets of the Most High. Anything you earn, not money you borrow or what don't go for 10%. So you get such on income increases that you make from your slavery or something the government gives you. 10% goes to the priests and prophets of the Lord. Also, make sure you watch the Black Watch every I think it's 2 a.m. midnight in the UK time. Make sure you stay awake. Watch the Black Watch 2 a.m. midnight. Make sure you stay awake and watch Commanding General Yohanna's online podcast. Also, we have classes in Birmingham, the UK, 394 Lodge Road, B18 5PW. That's 394 Lodge Road, B18 5PW. We have classes every Monday, Wednesday, and Thursday, 7 to 9, man. Monday, Wednesday, Thursday, 7 to 9, man. Make sure you come down as well, man. Make sure you also, we had a holiday, Friday. And boy, we had a good time, man. It was a good holiday, man. We had London down here. You know what I mean? Who else we had here? We had we had Dudley down here. We had Manchester down here. Gloucester down here. Come on, man. That's what you need to be, man. Don't you know what I mean? Instead of being in these Christmas parties, sitting down in these Christmas parties with your child molested uncle. You know what I mean? You don't need to be here. You ain't got to be there, man. You should be here with your brothers, man. Doing the feast that the Lord said that we should do. That's where you're supposed to be, man. You know what I mean? Just 1 second for the class. I'm going to get into it. All right, no sweat. So the statue in Bristol. You know what I mean? Anyone knows anything about Bristol? Bristol and Liverpool are the two main ports in which England will bring all their goods from after slavery. See, England didn't do slavery like how Americans did it. Americans have slaves working in the South, producing cotton, picking cotton. England will work their slaves in the Caribbean, then bring the finances, the money, the sugar, the cane, the rum, all the way back to the UK. And all that rum, all that cane, all that tobacco, all that cotton went to 1 or 2 places primarily, man. And that was Liverpool or Bristol, man. That's what happened. And one man called Edward Colston was famous for being a slave owner, man. Famous for owning land in the Caribbean and working black people to death. Having black people get castrated and get their backs ripped open, man. And having them goods brought back. So much that in Bristol, they made a statue to him. Made a statue to him in the 1700s, man. Now it's 2020. And just yesterday, that statue came down, man. You know, I thought, it was all equal. I thought it was all one, man. How can you have a statue up? How can you talk about, you can't you can't this sexual deviance. You can't diss 2 lesbians, man. Meanwhile, you can have a statue up and diss me to my face, man. Have a statue in my face, man. In 2020, it only came down in 2020, man, because of what crazy white rioters, man. Prior to that, that statue weren't coming down, man. Everyone's all politically correct when it comes to talking about the Asian, talking about the Chinese, talking about, the homosexuals. Meanwhile, no one cares about our feelings, man. They got a murderer of black people in our face, man. Would you have a statue of Hitler? Hitler. You wouldn't do it, man. Would you have a statue of Hitler in Israel? You wouldn't do it. Why? Because you'll be offending the Israelis, man. The fake Israelites. You'll be offending them. That is a man that used to kill Israelis, man. And you don't want to offend them. That's not right, man. You can't rub that in their face, man. Yeah, please. Yeah. Would you have a statue of Bin Laden in America next to the Twin Towers? You wouldn't do that, would you? Because here's the reason why many people died, man, in them Twin Towers, man. Why many people died in New York, man. Here's the reason why you ain't got loved ones and family members in New York, man. Meanwhile, black man, guess what they do to you, man? They have a statue of a man that hated you, man. They have a statue of a man who killed your foreparents, man. A statue of a man that made your foreparents work for free. Have a statue of him. Look, if you make a statue of somebody, you honor that person, man. You look up to them. So guess what? Guess what they're saying, black man? The man that kills you, they look up to you, man. A man that kills you and makes you cut cocaine and pick cotton and work in the tobacco fields, man. We're gonna make a statue to him, man. We don't care how black people feel. We don't care if it hurts your feelings. He's our hero. He brought us money, man, and that's what that matters. The fact that he brought them money. No one cares about the feelings of black people, Hispanic people, Native Indian people, man. But they care about the Jews, though. They care about the Jews, though. I watched a topic the other day, and how they're spending more money. They got new leads for Madeleine McCann. Madeleine McCann's been missing for 17 years, man. And they got new leads for Madeleine McCann. Spent money, taxpayers' money on one girl, man. Just one girl, man. Been missing for 17 years and they're still looking for it. Still got hope, man. And no one said, you don't forget about it. It's in the past. No one got, oh, come on, man. It's in the past, man. Meanwhile, 99 million black people died in the time of slavery. 99 million black people thrown overboard, man. Had their backs whipped, man. Look out for a book called The Zong. It's a book where it's a book where on the slave boat, they was traveling to Jamaica, and the what's it called? What's his name now, man? Anyway, the navigator got his directions wrong, man, and he mistook the island for French territory, which meant that they had to go round a long way to go back to Jamaica, and they didn't have enough water on the boat, man. And to make the water stretch, to make the water last, they threw the slaves overboard, man. Threw them overboard, and sharks followed the boat and ate all them slaves up, man. And guess what? After all that, they got their money back on the insurance, man. Because they lost the cargo for the slaves, because they lost loads of money, they got their money back on the insurance, man. They lied and said that the slaves revolted and jumped overboard themselves and got all their money back. And guess what? We build statues to people like that, man. We must build a statue to a man that did it to our people, killed our people, and nothing came out of it. Killed our people. We never got no justice, man. And we built a statue to him. Nah, man, that statue had to come down, man. And guess what, black man? In the I.S.U.P.K, we'll teach you how to become a man of God, man. We'll teach you something that's way better than protesting, man. Everyone's protesting now. Everyone's protesting now because a brother died. Meanwhile, the I.S.U.P.K been protesting every Saturday, man. What do you think our camp is? What do you think our classes are, man? They're protests, man. We've been protesting. We've been talking about this on every type of platform, every type of social media platform, every street corner in the UK, man. We've been handing out flyers, man. It's nice to see that our brothers got some brotherhood, man, and we love each other. And even though a brother can die in America, that we still feel it over here. It's nice, man. But black man, you gotta feel this way all the time, man. You can't just feel this way for a couple of months and then when it dies down, go back to being normal again, man. You can't say you love black people, meanwhile you sell drugs to black people, man. You can't be outraged and going out there protesting because the feds have killed black people. Meanwhile, you kill black people for a living, man. You just can't say this is ridiculous, man. Police are killing black people. I can't stand this no more. Meanwhile, you got a knife in your pocket, man, talking about post-Cold Wars and I rep for my ends, I rep for my bits, man. You got to love black people every day. That's the I.S.U.P.K. We love black people every day, man. Not just when a policeman kills us. Not just when a policeman puts his foot on one of our necks, man. We love black people all the time, man. But it's nice to see that black people got a bit of solidarity, man. And we love each other. This brother died in America, man. And guess what? A statue came down over here, man. Showing that, you know what I mean? We do have a love for each other, man. It's just misguided. That's the problem, man. You know what I mean? Let me get a quick scripture real quick. Any question, make sure you type them in or put them in the chat. It's the book of Romans 10 and 2. Romans 10 and 2. So 10 and 1, and it reads, this is Paul speaking to the Romans, the brothers that dwell in Rome. It says, brethren, my heart's desire and prayer to God for Israel is that they might be saved. And Paul speaking about Israelites, man. You hear that? Paul, man, the Paul that all the Christians love so much. Paul saying that he prays so much that Israel may be saved, man. Didn't say all nations, didn't say the white man, didn't say the Chinese, didn't say the Arabs. Paul said he prays that Israel may be saved, man. And that's our prayer too. We pray that black people might be saved. What does it mean to be saved, man? To be saved means to be out of harm's way. And right about now, black people are in harm's way, man. If you don't believe me, you better ask George Floyd, man. Or you can't. You know why? Because police killed him. You better ask Trayvon Martin, man. You can't. Why? Because the oppressor killed him. You need to ask Mark Duggan, man, but you can't. You know why? Because the police killed him, man. We're the people that's in harm's way, man. And what's the harm that we go through? Drugs in our community, black on black crime, police brutality, single parent homes, man. And Paul is praying that we are safe from all these things, man. Praying that we are safe from these things. Didn't pray for everybody else. People say, yeah, but there's white people on drugs too, man. Yeah, there is, man. But guess what? We pray that Israel be safe, man. That's their problem. That's their concern, man. When the white man's on drugs, guess what that white man got? The white man got Frank, man. The white man got that. What's he got? The drug hotline, man. He got loads of things. Black man, what do you have to help you? Nobody, man. The only thing you got is in his Bible, man. That's the only thing you got. When they're crackers, they get all the help, man. They get all the help, all the love, all the counseling. Meanwhile, black man, you get nothing, man. And that's why you need Jesus Christ, man.
That's right.
Romans 10 and 10 too.
Romans 10 and 2. For they, being ignorant.
Now, 10 2.
Oh, sorry. For I bear them record.
And Paul said he bears them record, man. Like when you bear someone record, man, you witness it, you see it. Paul said I see this every day about who? Israelites, about who? Black people.
That's right.
Keep reading.
That they have a zeal of God.
And Paul said he sees black people every day, and he can see that we have a zeal of God. A zeal is a passion, man. You see that, man. Black people have a passion amongst God, man. You see black men go to church every Sunday. Black men will hate their brother, but still talk about black power, man. Hate their brother, but still try to be connected to their roots, still love their brother in some type of way. That's what you're seeing. Black people got a zeal of God. We got a passion towards God. Who are the best Muslims? Black Muslims are, man. I've seen black men from the ends, from the ghetto, become better Muslims than real Muslims, man. Recite the Arabic better than Arabs can. Because we have a zeal according to God, man. We want to know who God is. We want to learn who God is, man. We done?
But not according to knowledge.
That's the problem. We got a zeal towards God, man, but not according to knowledge, man. We want to know who God is, man, but we want to love God, but our knowledge towards God is wrong. We don't know him according to knowledge. We know God according to what our oppressor tells us, from what our grandma tells us, from what the imam tells us, from what Islam tells us. But we know a God exists, man. We know it's wrong when a brother kills a black man. What's the problem? We got no knowledge. We don't know how to fight it. We don't know what to do. So what do we do? March instead. We think protesting is the way. We got a zeal. We know something's wrong, man. We shouldn't be doubted like this, man. We're not treated equally, man. What's the problem though? We got a zeal according to God. We know something's wrong. We know that something has to be done. We know that we got to serve God. But when these things happen, what do? We protest. We go to the church. We ask our grandma for a prayer, man. We know something's wrong, man. We got a passion in our heart, man, but we don't know how to fix it, man. And that's the problem. Anyway, so let's go into this video real quick about what happened in Bristol. Was it yesterday? It was Saturday. It was Saturday. Happened Saturday, man. I've labeled them all, so we're gonna go with that. Yeah, screen share that. See, share audio first. Share audio. Yeah. That. No, click on that one.
Share.
Yeah.
Click on that.
Click on that. Share. And find it. Cool, but might turn the vibe down as well. A bit loud as well.
Is there anything that you can do?
Self-personal numbers of the course and usually something
Well, it looks like everyone is well, the people are in control right now, as the police lady said just then. You know, in a way they just let to have it happen because people are determined that Edward Colston is going in the Bristol docks. This is something, I mean, there aren't any words really. Okay. Well, all the protesters here are determined that Edward Colston is going in the water. The crowd is really building now. He's very close. Scenes I never thought I would see. One of the most controversial figures in Bristol because of his connections with the slave trade.
And there you go, man. Can you believe this was made in the 1700s and it's up here today, man? It took a riot, it took George Floyd to die for this to go in the bin, man. And I thought we were always equal, man. I thought we were all equal, and, you know, I thought you can't say things to offend. I'm on them streets and the feds come out, you're offending people. Meanwhile, you got a killer of my people up there, man. Offending me. Offending me, man. And guess what's going to happen now? Black people are going to get blamed for this, man. Black people are going to get all the blame for this. And guess what? I didn't see that one black face there, man. I saw all white people there, man. I saw all oppressors there, man. And these white people are just using this opportunity just to riot, man. You know white men are hooligans anyway. You know white men like to football, riot, and loot through the street, man. And they're using this whole thing like, nah, man, see, black man, I'm on your side, man. Really, really the white man just want to smash some windows, man. He wants to vandalize the place, man, rip down some statues. That's all it is, man. He ain't got your back. You couldn't give a damn, man. You want to vandalize a few things, and that's all, man. Give me the history of Bristol real quick. So when they go into, the man that got ripped down was Edward Colston. I'm going to go into him, but we're going to find out a bit about Bristol first. Let's give it from the top.
All right, from Wikipedia, Bristol slave trade located on the banks of the River Avon in the southwest of England.
And that's where Bristol is, man. I've been there a few times. You know, decent city, man. Decent city, you know, southwest by River Avon. People go rock climbing there, see the rocks there. What else? Nightlife's okay, you know. They got a bit that pirate accent and stuff, you know. A decent city, man. That's where Bristol is, and this is the history of Bristol, man. I think in the world, Bristol is about one of the best carnivals next to London or something like that. You know what I mean? But I don't know how it is today, but back in the day, Bristol is a decent city, man. But this is the history of Bristol, man. Keep reading. Bristol, so Bristol is the same place we had the bus boycott too. Bristol known for having a bus boycott in the 60s in the 60s, Bristol wouldn't hire black bus drivers, man. And black people did a bus boycott. And guess what? After that bus boycott, guess who they employed first? The Asians, man. The Asians got hired first after the hard work that we done. So when you see people rioting and protesting, don't think they're on our side, man. Nah, man, all it is, they want you to help them with their cause too, man. But you see the Indian man talk about Black Lives Matter, man. You know what I mean? The Indian man just wants you to come to his shop, man. He don't want. He's already seen that you become an enemy to the oppressor. He don't want you to be his enemy too, man. So you're gonna jump on your side and say, yeah, man. You did it before in the Bristol bus cut rights, man. You do all the work. And guess what? The first ethnic bus driver in Britain was a Pakistani man. He got the first job after the hard work that you did. And just like these rights, man, you see these white people putting in the work. You feel, oh, white people are so nice and cool, man. So white people don't give a damn, man. They couldn't care less, man. I'm gonna show you about Tommy Robinson. What he said in a second, man. They couldn't give a damn, man. All it is, yeah, white people like to vandalize stuff, man. Remember from young, back in there, you go to that white friend's house, his headbutt in the wall. It's like to break stuff, man. And this is an excuse for him to break stuff and break in the shops. And you know, what does he care about some slave owner, man? When last has he been pulled over by the policeman? What does he know about oppression, man? He couldn't care less. They want to write over stuff. They want to break stuff and throw it in the ocean, man. That's all they want to do. Had black people took it. Why? All right, let me ask you a question. Why didn't black people take the statue down? The statue, black people have been in Bristol since I can remember, man. That statue's been there from the 1700s. Everyone knows it's a slave owner, man. Why didn't black people take the statue down, but white people did? Did anyone know? I'll give you time's sake. Because black people can't take the statue down. Had a black man touched the statue, listen, he would be shot, dead, killed, crucified, burnt to death, man. But white people can do that, man. There's something called white privilege. When white people are the protesting, they're allowed their freedom of speech, man. That statue don't offend them, it offends me. But I know I can't take it down because why? Why? I know I end up dead, man. We'll end up behind bars, locked up. That's a terrorist act right there, man. Taking out a Bristol landmark. Yo, you will get hurt, man. But white people did it free. White people, listen, took them 17 minutes to get the statue down and drag it all the way to the Bristol docks, man. And no law enforcement was called. No helicopter was called out. No one stopped them. Not a policeman with a baton or pepper spray or nothing, man. Why? Because they're oppressors, man. Meanwhile, Mark Duggan couldn't go check his gal, man. Mark Duggan went from A to B to check his gal, and he got shot, man. Mark Duggan was under surveillance, man. Meanwhile, a group full of oppressors can tear down a statue and walk it through the city centre of Bristol and then dump it in the docks, man. Took their time, even went back and got rope and tied it around. I started to pull it, man. Keep reading.
Southwest of England, the city of Bristol had been an important location for marine trade for centuries. The city's involvement with the slave trade.
There you go. And Bristol and Liverpool. And when you have docks have to be on the coast, man. And that's where Bristol is. And it has been, I always say, it's been important in marine trade for centuries, man.
That's right.
Meaning, you know, like submarine means something that goes underwater, water trade. But guess what, black man? When you read water trade, you think, oh, okay, they were shipping, goods, man. Guess what, black man? They were shipping you as well, man. They were shipping all the cane that you cut, shipping all the tobacco that you picked. That was the trade. Read on.
The slave trade peaked between 1730 and 17.
So the slave trade peaked between 1730 and 1745. Meaning slavery happened before that, but when it was at its peak, when it hit hard and started to be a big business, that was the dates that slavery got big. And guess what? When slavery got big, Bristol got big also, man.
That's right.
Liverpool got big also. Liverpool's a beautiful city. They said Liverpool got loads of funding, and all that funding comes from slave trade. There's a book called The Zong that said after slavery, Liverpool had the dock got modified and got better. The housing got better. Remember, these people are slave owners, man. These people are importing stuff from the Caribbean and so forth, meaning they're paying more tax, man. They're giving more money to the government, man. And with that tax, guess what happened? The roads get better, man. The streets get better. Schooling gets better, man. And black people did that. And a man that is responsible for lynching your grandparents, raping your listen, you need to read what happened. You need to read what happens on them plantations. People get raped on them plantations. People get killed on them plantations. On them same plantation, black men wear hand-me-down clothes. On them same plantation, black women get raped. And the man responsible for that gets a statue. Gets a statue. And your children got to see that, man. Your children got to see the statue of a man that hated your people. And no one thinks that's wrong, man. Meanwhile, you just a Jewish person that's called anti-Semitism, man. You just a Pakistani person, that's racism, man. But you can have a statue of a man that hates black people up until 2020, man. June the 6th, 2020, that statue was there for, man. Keep it in.
In 1745, when it became the leading slave import.
And in England, it became the leading slave import, meaning it surpassed London and surpassed Liverpool, making more money than both of them ports, man. More goods were coming into that port, man. It's like you got what? It's like every single city in England got airports. It's the best I can equate it. But them airports ain't saying much, man. You know, Leeds Airport might take you to Spain. You know, Brum Airport might take you to, you know, what, Ireland.
Yeah.
But then you got Heathrow, man, the leading airport, goes anywhere in the world, man. Take you to America, take you to Jamaica, take you to what, France, take you to Pakistan, any country, Mexico. Why? That's the leading airport, man, and Gatwick as well. I mean, there's many ports in England, but Bristol became the leading one. It surpassed Liverpool, it surpassed London. It became better than them ports, man. Keep it in.
Bristol used its position on the Avon to trade all types of goods. Bristol port was the second largest in England after London.
There you go. So London was the biggest one, then Bristol, then Liverpool. Those are the three thriving ports, man. Three thriving ports. And to this day, they're so thriving at this day, there's history of them, there's history of slavery still in them cities, man. You go to Liverpool, nearly every street name is named after a slave owner. And I've got a chip on my shoulder. I'm tripping. See, Crawford, man, you're tripping, man. You're only slave in the past, man. You know what I mean? Us white people, we feel bad about slavery. You sure? So why streets named after slave owners, man? I thought you felt bad about it, man. I thought you wanted to erase any type of connection you have with slavery, man. You know who road names are named after? You know who statues are made after? Anyone know? Heroes, man. Famous people. They're telling you, black man, that they're hero. A white hero is a man that raped black women. A hero to a white man is a man that killed black people. A hero to a white man is a man that, so his hero is your worst nightmare, man. And he don't care how you feel, it's his hero, he don't care, man. And Tommy Robinson back tell you that in a second. Keep it in.
Countries that Bristol traded with included France, Spain, Ireland, Portugal, and North Africa's Barbary Coast. Bristol's main export were woolen cloth. Other exports included the coal, lead,
so
animal hides.
Export meaning the things that they exported, the things they sold was mainly lead and coal. As you know, England is famous for coal, and famous for timber as well. Famous for coal. You know, in this time, remember the coal factories. It's only when Margaret Thatcher shut down the coal factories when England wasn't leading in coal. So that's the thing that they exported, the thing that they sold. Keep it in.
Imports into Bristol.
But the imports, the things that came in, we done?
Included wine.
Wine, we done? Grain, we done?
Slave.
We done?
Timber. And olive oil.
And olive oil, these are the things that they bought from other countries. We're going to read and find out that these were the only things that they imported, man. Guess what else they imported as well, man? Sugarcane, rum, tobacco, diamonds. And guess what? All these things were the things that you cut, man.
That's right.
Things that you picked and worked for, man. But you thought these slaves were, on the island where they got it from, you think these slaves were paid? Black men were muzzled on these islands, man. Muzzled. Have you seen a mask? You can see it, man. Google it, man. A slave muzzle. In the islands, they'll put a muzzle on a black man and padlock it at the back, man, and make him work on the cane fields, man. They will muzzle him. You know why? Because they was afraid that, God forbid, this black man take a bite out of one piece of cane. You couldn't have that, man. They want you to work to death and say, while you're working, don't mess with my money, man. I don't want one penny gone from my money, man. I don't want that one of my sugar cane bitten or taken, man. And they muzzled our people. And Edward Colston is responsible for that. Meanwhile, what does he get, man? What does he get? He gets a statue, man. He gets commemorated, man. People look, kids, people walk past Bristol. Chinese people from China come to England and say, wow, take pictures and stand next to it and take pictures. And this is the famous Edward Colston statue, man. And this man's the murderer, the hero to them. We're the murderer to black people, man. The murderers are black people, are heroes to white people, man.
That's right.
Every white hero was a murderer to black people, man. You name it, all of them were, man. Winston Churchill, man, hated black people, man. Enoch Powell hated black people, man. Edward Colston hated black people, man. And all these people got what? Statues, man. Famous. Christopher Columbus was a murderer, man. Christopher Columbus murdered the Hispanics, man. And he got something called Columbus Day. He got a day named after himself in America, man. Showing you what, black man, that you ain't equal, man. They don't love you, man. They don't care about you, man. Don't give me that. Yeah, that was dead, man. Come on, put it in the past, man. Nah, man. So I can keep reading.
Trading with various colonies in the Caribbean and North America began to flourish during the interregnum of Oliver Cromwell, 1649 to 1660. The Royal African Company, a London-based trading company, had control over all trade between countries in Britain and Africa before the year 1698. At this time, only ships owned by the Royal African Company
Just give me down to the part.
They could trade for anything, including slaves.
And that's what Bristol's famous for. That's why this man was born in Bristol. And the Bristol's famous for slaving. What business do you think he's gonna go join, man? You know what I mean? In Brazil, Brazil's famous for what? Football or MMA, man. And I heard in Brazil, to get rich, as a boy, one or two options, man. To join an MMA gym or to join the football club, man. Right. This man was born in Bristol, and in Bristol's famous. Bristol got ducks. No, and the Midlands don't have no ducks. The Midlands is in the middle of land, so there's no ducks, man. He's in a thriving city where, you know, people are making money, becoming millionaires, of being slave owners, man. So what do you think he did? What do you think Edward Colston did, man? We're gonna find out, man. Let's see if Edward Colston went out there and made what's it called? What do you got? Honest wage, honest living. Let's find out, man. It's in a city where people make money of slavery. So let's see what business he joined, man. Let's see if he joined that same business. Keep it in.
Slaves were increasingly an important commodity at the time, since the British colonization in the Caribbean and the Americas in the 17th century. The Society of Merchant Adventurers, an organization of elite merchants in Bristol, wanted to participate in the African slave trade.
There you go, man. All these white people wanted to participate in the African slave trade. And we know that we're not Africans, but because they got us from Africa, they like to call us African. They would never tell you that you're the real Israelites, man. And loads of people, everyone rich, everyone with money, they participated in that slave trade, man. Keep it in.
And after much pressure from them and other interested parties, the Royal African Company's control over the slave trade.
There you go, man. And people want to call my phone talking about, yeah, the Africans are Israelites, man. You're saying here, England, Bristol, had a link with the Africans, man. And they used to trade back and forth, man. They are people, man. I can't forgive no Africans, man. I can't have no Africans sitting in my seat, man. I can't do it, man. We've tried, we've loved them time and time again. Listen, they show you that they don't love you, man. Where is Joy Morgan? Because sometimes where Joy Morgan is. A fake Israelite group let Africans in, man. And one of our sisters are missing now, man. She's dead, man. Showing that, listen, we're not no African, man. We ain't African. And the law showing you that. A man killed one of our sisters. He was married to his wife for how much years, man? And do you know he didn't kill her. He didn't kill his wife. She's alive, heart beating, man. It got to know Joy Morgan for 5 minutes and managed to kill her. Meanwhile, his wife that he lives with didn't kill her. You know why? Because these nations don't love us, man. The oppressors in Bristol don't love you, man. The Africans over there in Africa don't love you, man. These two in business, these two had an agreement to hate you, man. Selling you. Keep it in.
As soon as the monopoly was broken what is thought to have been the first legitimate Bristol slave ship, the beginning owned by Sedefenberg Arca. He got slaves and delivered them to the Caribbean. Some average slave prices were £20, £50, or £100. In her will of 1693, Jane Bridges were widow of lay upon Mendy.
Here you go. All these businessmen, rich, wealthy people doing business, all came from Bristol. Bristol ain't the only one. We had Liverpool also and London, but all these main slave owners came from Bristol, man. Keep it in. I think the part that goes with the trial and the trade.
Right.
No, give me here actually, yeah. Widow up here.
Okay. These were widow of lay upon Mendy, bequeathed her interest of £130 in the ship to her grandson, Thomas Bridges.
You that there? She gave from the money she made from slavery, she gave the money to her grandson, man. So they make sure their family's fine by ruining your family. They don't care if you're sad, as long as they get to see that nice statue, that man that made their country rich. They don't care how they bring you down, as long as they go up, man. That's what the Bible says, where you shall be the tail and they shall be the head. She makes sure her grandkids are fine, pass the business down to her grandson, man. They're getting wealthy, they're taking the business. Meanwhile, when her grandchildren are making more money, what's happening to your grandchildren, man? Her grandchildren are getting rich while your grandchildren get oppressed more and more and more, man. And all these people came from Bristol, man. That's the reality of Bristol. Bristol ain't no great city, man. It ain't no great city where you're supposed to go and say, look at the nice history. This ain't good history. This is terrible history for black people, man. Keep it in.
Thomas Bridges, and indicates that the vessel was owned by the city of Bristol.
There you go. And that vessel that she owned was owned by the city of Bristol. And this vessel made a lot of money. How much did it make, sorry? £130, which was big money back then, man. It was big money back then. That was owned to the docks of Bristol. And it's ironic because guess what happened? Guess where Edward Colston's statue was put, man? In them same docks. That's the same docks where he would make his money from. His memorial, his statue was thrown into them same docks, man. That's where it belongs, man. Keep it in.
Due to the overcrowding and harsh conditions on the ships, it is estimated that approximately half of each cargo of slaves did not survive the trip across the Atlantic.
So it said, remember, keep in mind, this is what Edward Colston is responsible for, man. This is what Bristol is responsible for, what the UK is responsible for. The ships were so overcrowded and the conditions were terrible. Half of the slaves wouldn't even live, man. Or the diseases, getting thrown overboard, drowning from women's menstrual blood. You go to Africa and fill up your ships, man, with loads of Israelite slaves. And by the time you get to the Caribbean, half of them are dead, man. Half of them are dead. Why? Because they were drowning of women's menstrual blood. They was catching diseases. They was malnourished. And Edward Colston did that. Edward Colston funded that, was rich of that, made a living of that, and he has a statue in Bristol. That must be one thing, black men don't love you, man. You want to marry the woman saying slavery in the past. But meanwhile, if it wasn't for George Floyd dying, this man's statue will be up there, man. No one complained about it. Nobody said it was wrong. It was up there, man. Only until the whole George Floyd murder happened. And it would have still been up there if this didn't happen, man. Black men, they don't love you, man. They don't love our people. You shouldn't integrate with them. You shouldn't marry the woman. You shouldn't join the RAF. You shouldn't join their Air Force. You shouldn't join their military, man. They say one thing, but the actions say something else. Keep it in.
The triangular trade was a route taken by slave merchants.
Okay, the triangular trade was something that Britain done. They call it the triangular trade, meaning they'll start in England. They'll have handkerchiefs, cotton wool, and musket guns. They'll go to Africa. trading musket guns, handkerchiefs with the Africans for Israelites. They go to the Caribbean, drop them slaves off, make them cocaine, coffee beans, and so forth. Take that cargo back to England. They call it the triangle trade. They hit 3 places. Keep it in.
A route taken by slave merchants during the years 1697 and 1807.
From the 1600s to the 1800s, man. 1600s to mid 1800s. Keep it in.
The location compromising routes being England, Northwest Africa, and the Caribbean.
So England, Africa, Caribbean. That's the triangle route. 3 locations. Then back to England. Then they do it all again. Keep it in.
Profits of 5 to 20% were made during the 18th century.
There you go. For the 18th century, that's when it was at its peak. That's when they made more money. That's when it started to boom and get bigger. That's where Bristol got most of its money in the 18th century. Research it, man. And Liverpool and London. Keep it in.
Estimates the area about how many slaves were sold and transported by companies registered in Bristol.
There you go. Now, remember what Officer Dungabar said? Slavery was not no one racist white man with a ship, man. Slavery was a business, man. The corporation. On the slave ship, they had chefs on there. They had medics on there. You know what I mean? They had it was a business. Corporate, there was insured. The corporation. Like today, you got FedEx. FedEx ain't one man with a lorry driving a truck, man. It's a business, and that was slavery. You had one man who had a slaving business, had many ships and so forth, and a crew working for him, a plantation, some land in the islands, a plantation and so forth. Or he wouldn't own a plantation. The plantation owner will hire a shipping crew to get him slaves, and they do business like McDonald's. McDonald's do fast food, but McDonald's pays a company to deliver the food for them. That was slavery, man. That was slave. Slavery was a business, black man, and you were the commodity, man. You were the thing that they were selling. Keep it in.
In Bristol, over 3.4 million slaves were brought into slavery by these ships.
So as over 3 million slaves were brought into slavery by these ships, by the Bristol ships, man. Not by Liverpool, not by London, but by Bristol ships, man. We're gonna find out what type of people come from Bristol, man. Edward Colston come from Bristol, man. Born in Bristol, man, and he was responsible he was responsible for having 3 million slaves going to the Caribbean, man. For 3 million slaves not making it, for half of them dying on the slave ships, man. Is there any more on that?
By the ships representing 1/5 of the British slave trade during this time. However, estimates of over 500,000 slaves were brought into slavery by these ships.
There you go, man. You know, I'm drop that. Give me Edward Colston then, real quick. Yeah, is up and on yet? Sure, we'll check his faces on there. Oh no, sir. Keep going.
All right, Edward Colston, born 2nd of November 1636, died 11th of October 1721, was an English merchant, slave trader.
And that's who he was. That man who's, statue they threw in the docks. He was a slave trader, man. A man that killed my foreparents, killed your foreparents. And if you're from the Caribbean, if you're a Judite, then maybe he had nothing to do with you, man. But if you're a Benjamite, he did, man. If you're a Benjamite, he did, man. And this man killed your foreparents, man. And we must cry for him. His statue was up there for how many years, man? SHALAM. One moment, okay. Slack. Just keep reading Slack. Take a seat over there.
And a Tory member of Parliament.
So this man was not only a slave owner, a slave trader, but a Tory member of Parliament also, man. Everyone knows Tories are known for being racist, man. The old in the 60s, the Tories had a slogan saying, "If you want coloured for your neighbour, vote Labour, man." And this man was with the Tory from back then. And this man got a statue. A man that murders black people gets a statue. A man that murders black people gets honoured and gets revered, man. And I'm supposed to get a white woman, man. I'm tripping. I'm supposed to love everybody, man. Meanwhile, I'm looking up at the statue of a man that hates black people, kills black people, man. And I'm wrong. I'm what's wrong with the world. See, you're bitter, man. You're bitter, man. I'm bitter. A man that murders black people gets a statue. I'm looking in his face. Look at him, and people from China all over the world come with a camera around and neck and take pictures of his statues, man. He's a landmark. And he's famous because he killed our grandparents, man. He's famous for killing our grandfather, man. But I'm racist, man. Meanwhile, they would never do that to the so-called Jew, man. They would never do that to the so-called Jew. They would never put a picture of Hitler up in a Jewish synagogue, man. They would never put a picture of Bin Laden, next to in New York, man. That's offensive. Meanwhile, from 1700s just to the 6th of June 2020, this man's picture been up there, man, in Bristol, man. Looking at, staring at me in my face, man. Along with Winston Churchill, man. Along with Enoch Powell, man. Along with all the people that hate black people. You know what the thing is? No one cares how black people think, man.
That's right.
He's their hero, and that's what that matters. He made us money. He made us rich, man. Who cares what you black people think, man? Keep it in.
And the land born in Bristol.
And born in Bristol. What did we read about Bristol? Bristol was what? The second slave port in England, man, next to London. Second, and no, what if he's from Bristol and Bristol is rich and thriving from slavery? Then what business do you think he's gonna join in, man? In the same thing. In the same thing, man. If you're in the UK and what business is thriving nowadays? Like social media. Then everyone, have you noticed everyone's become a YouTuber? Why? Because that business is thriving, man. And this man's in a city where slavery is thriving. Slavery makes all the money, man. So what do you think he's gonna join? Slavery, man. And that's exactly what he did. He became a slave owner, man. He became a slave trader, Slovakia. Keep it in.
Born in Bristol to a family of merchants that lived there since the 1300s.
So like South said, he didn't get the link. Send the link. But yeah, he born to a family of merchants, man. A family of traders. And guess what? Guess what was number one in trading at this time? Guess what was merchant or merchandise at this time? Oh, so it's up on the he sent you by text. If you listen to the class. So what do you think? Merchant is a man that trades goods. What was the big in the 1600s? What was being traded, man? Black people was, man. Slaves, black people was being traded. That's what he traded, man. That's what he traded. And guess what? When black people trade to the Caribbean, what took place? Black people would drown. Black people would be on their back for 3 months. A woman would be on their menstrual cycle bleeding. And black men would drown in women's menstrual blood, man. All you need is if you're on your back, all you need is a couple inches above your nose. And this man's responsible for that. And is he a murderer? Is he? Oh no, this is wrong, man. Guess what? He's a hero, man. He's a white people go to Bristol. Yeah, man. Look at him, man. That's a monument right there, man. That's a man that made Britain, man. Look at that image right there, man. Meanwhile, to you, black man, he's a man that killed your people. And I thought we were all one. I thought we were all equal, man. I thought we all bleed red. They don't care about your feelings. Keep it in.
He became a merchant initially trading in wine, fruits, and cloth.
So initially, first he was trading in wine, fruits, and cloth, man. And then he realized, guess what? There's a bigger business, and that business is transporting black people to the Caribbean, man. making them cut coffee beans, making them cut cane, man, making money, making rum. All that sugar you see, man. All them sugar companies, because black people cut it. And guess how much black people cut cane for? For free, man. Free of charge. He's responsible for that. In the Caribbean, you know what a black man job was to do? Cut cane. And after a long day of cutting cane, guess what they do the next day? Cut cane again, man. And the next day, cut cane again and again and again. There was no annual leave. There was no holidays. There was no, day off. There was no, that was your job. Imagine tomorrow you got to wake up to cut cane again, man. There was no light at the end of the tunnel. There's no, but couple more months it's over. That was your life, man. Until one day you get old and you die. That was your life. That's what you had to look forward to. And he's responsible for that. He played a part in that. And guess what? He's a hero to white people, man. I can't be a part of them. I can't join them. I can't do it, man. So luck, yeah. I can't marry no white woman, man. You know what I mean? So I can't fight in the Royal Air Force, man. I can't fight in their army, man. Cause I love my people, like them protesters. You see out there that love their people. That's fine, man. I see you got a zeal. You got some love, man. But if you really love black people, black man, you wouldn't protest. If you really love black people, not only would you protest, you'll put weed down as well, man. If you really love black people, you stop black on black crime, man. If you really hate, I hate the white man. If you really hate the white man, stop selling drugs, man. Stop being a criminal, man. When you're a criminal, when you're a criminal, when you sell drugs, you keep policemen in a job, man. You keep lawyers, solicitors in a job, man. The same policemen you hate, you pay their wage when you sell drugs, man. If you really hate them, stop selling drugs. That same policeman that gets paid to chase you around the ends with a baton and pepper spray, he'll be working in McDonald's, man. That same judge that gives you 30 years in jail for selling drugs, he wouldn't have no job, man. Them saying you stop selling drugs, they can't lock you up no more, man. If you really hate white people, straight in your life, man. Start raising your kids, man. They get paid every time your woman puts them on child support, man. The child that child support company get paid. You know what I mean? Because you and your woman can't sort things out, because you want to leave your children, because she can't submit to you. Now there's an agency that get paid, man. Because you can't obey the laws of God. They get paid now. They get paid. What's going on here? All right, 2 children, okay. All right, so you pay 100 for this one and 100 for that one because you can't serve the Most High, man. You can't stop killing your brother, man. You really hate white people, man. You will keep the laws in the Bible, man. And this empire will crumble tomorrow, man. If you really hate white women, you wouldn't marry their woman. You wouldn't have sex with their woman. You marry a black woman. All that hard-earned money that you make will go to a black woman. Imagine Trevor McDonald here is a black man here. How much black people boss, really? Not much of us, man. He's one out of what? Not much of us that boss. And guess where the money goes, man? To a white woman, man. It goes in a white woman. Keeps a white woman warm at night, man. There's many black women out there that would love to get some of that money, man. That work hard and slave and would love a little fresh air, man. And you give something a white woman don't need. If a white woman wasn't with him, she'd be with somebody else, man. You got Ian Wright, man. Chris Eubank, man. You else, Nigel Ben. Just give that harder money to a white woman. If you really love black people, you give that money to a black woman, man. Lord needs it, man. A black woman be on the pram, pushing the pram by herself on the bus, man, with 2-3 kids, man. You think she don't want some of that nice money too? But you don't love black people, man. I don't care how much you protest and scream and say, you don't, man. It's like we don't.
In 1680, he became heavily involved in the slave trade through his membership of the Royal African Company.
There you go, man. He came big in the slave trade. A slave trader is not a slave owner. A slave trader is a man that, for instance, a slave owner will own slaves, will own a plantation. The trader is the man that, for instance, you work for what? Amazon. You know what I mean? You work, you're the owner of Amazon, yeah? Your job is to make sure these parcels go out. But you need employers. You ain't got the bodies. So who do you go to? What's it called? Agency. You go to the agency. The agency give you men to work for Amazon. They give you the bodies that you need to get these parcels out there. The slave trader is like the agency. They got the slaves. The slave owner, he got the plantation. He got the cane, the land. But he needs people to work the land. He will contact a slave trader. Slave trader will hook him up with the slaves. You feel me? Gives him the money. They have a deal. Now he got people that can work on his plantation. That's what this man was. He was a slave owner, but a slave trader, which is just as bad, man. Here's the reason why black people got chained and shackled and raped and beat to death and whipped, man. Here's the reason for that. And guess what? He gets a statue. He gets known. He gets loved. Keep it in. Zapon.
God.
For once, lucky. I keep getting it wrong, man. Go on, keep reading.
The African company, which held a monopoly of the British trade in African slaves, he became the deputy.
And this man worked to work the ranks, man. You know, he became deputy. It's like, you know, you got companies today that trade stuff, that drive lorries from one side of England to another, man. But then you got DHL, man. Then you got UPS, man. These big ones. You got those small ones no one knows about, man. You know, what's called Eurolink and them foolish ones there. They got big ones. That was this man here. He became deputy in it, man. He became big in it, man. And that's why he got statue. A man that killed your people is a hero to white people, man. And that's why we
Right.
for the I.S.U.P.K, we say we must be separate, man. How are we gonna become one with the company, one with the country, one with the nation that hates us, man? How you gonna say I'm a black British, I'm proud to be a British man? You know what I mean? Yeah, I hear a black man say because in World War II, we ain't no we, man. If you're gonna,
Right.
you're gonna become one with them, and you're gonna accept that this man, this devil here is a hero. You're gonna have to accept that. And guess what? He's no hero to me, man.
That's right.
Right.
If you're a black man, Hispanic man, we have one hero, and his name is Yahweh, man. That's the hero to black people, man. He's gonna
God.
save us from black on black crimes, save us from police brutality, save us from drugs in our neighborhood. Drop that. Anyway, give me the roads in Liverpool real quick, and I'll get into my topic. And that's what they do, man. All their enemies, also all their heroes are enemies of black people. All their heroes are people that hate black people, man.
Right.
They turn around and say that was in the past. If that was in the past, then what's the statue doing here, man?
That's right.
So now we're gonna go to some history of Liverpool now. The three main docks in England were Liverpool, Bristol, and London. So we're gonna go to Liverpool now and see how Liverpool got big in slavery as well. Read that for me out.
Right. The Liverpool street names, like the Liverpool street names, have in the past become a contentious issue due to the fact.
So Liverpool, the street names have become a contentious issue, meaning an issue that people argue about a lot. The reason being is a lot of the street names in Liverpool are named after famous slave owners, man. So you name landmark street names after your heroes, and their heroes are people who are nightmare to black people, man. People that
Right.
whip black people, kill black people. That's their heroes, and we're supposed to love them. We love you when you take them names down, man. When you take them statues down, and maybe we'll think about it, man. Too. Then I can't be your friend, man. I can't be
Right.
your hero, man. Anne Frank would not get a tattoo of Hitler on her arm, man. Jerry Springer would not get a tattoo of Hitler on her arm, man. Likewise, they shouldn't. Why? Because Hitler is a person that hates their people, man. So like a black man, why do you want to fight for their army, man? Why do you want to go join their army? He tells you time and time again that he don't love you, man. Not
That's
once
right.
did he say, you know what? Let's take it down, man. You don't look good, man. Nah, man. We're different type of people. Now we change now, man. Let's take the names down. They're like, no, I'm keeping it. I don't care who offends them. They're staying there. They are icons. They're heroes to us. They made us money. And if it hurts any black man, so be it, man. So luck ya. We don't care. Keep it in.
Due to the fact that many commemorate individuals who prospered from the slave trade.
And their road names are named after people that prospered in the slave trade, that made money in the slave trade, man. Prospered. Commemorate them. So you know what? You made us some money. You know what? I'm gonna name a road name after you, man. I thought slavery was disgusting. I thought we were sorry for what we did. I thought we're not the same as our slave masters. Meanwhile, you name a road after him. You give him a statue, man. You give him a day. There's something called Columbus Day in America, man.
Right.
Give a day to a murderer of Hispanic people. A man that cut the noses off Hispanics, man, gave him a day, man. And meanwhile, we got chip on our shoulder. It's not like that, man. You read into it, man. See, this is wrong, man. So lucky, keep it in.
In this article, we would look at some of those streets and how it was that they came to have places and streets named after them.
Okay, so we're gonna get a few. It's quite after the 32 in Liverpool that ain't been removed. So we're gonna get a few of them. Now, some streets are named after slave. What's it called? Let's say abolitionists. What? Abolitionists. But the majority of them are named after slave owners. So one of them is what? Bow Street.
Bow Street.
They get into that one.
Right. We got Bow Street is named after Jonas.
So Bow Street is named after a man called Jonas Bow. Now, let's see what his man was famous for. He must be famous for something, because people don't get roads named after them, you know, if they're not prominent. there's no roll call, just John Street, because John's nobody, man.
Right.
When you're somebody, you get a day named after yourself, a holiday named after yourself, a road, a statue. So let's see what this man's famous for. Obviously, obviously the man did something. Winston Churchill got a statue. Why? Because he helped lead in World War II, man. So let's see what Jonas Bold did, man. He must have did something. Keep it in.
Who originally leased the land from the Liverpool Corporation in around 1785.
1785, man. It sounds like slavery to me. 1785 sounds like the kind of slave region, man. Let's see what this man's famous for.
Right.
Go on.
Right. Got it. Yeah. Any of the founding members of the Lyceum traded in enslaved Africans.
There you go, man. That's why he's famous. That's why he got a road named after himself, because he enslaved black people, man.
That's right.
They want you to think you're African, man. Give me one more, let me move on real quick.
Oh, there's a bit more.
Go on.
Prior to Bold acquiring the land, it had been home to the rope works for slave traders Joseph and Jonathan Brooks.
So even before that, man, that same land was given to Joseph and Jonathan Brooks, man, who were also slave traders also. Give me one more, then we'll move on. Give me Park Street.
We got Park Street, named after the Honors Park, 1769.
So you're walking, you go to Liverpool, you know what I mean? You want to go see the docks, take a trip to Liverpool, or you're even Liverpool United fan, man. And you go to Park Street, it's walking around, man. Little do you know that Park Street is named after a man that hate black people, man. That made his kids got fed because your kids went hungry. His kids got to live a good life because your grandparents didn't have a good life. His kids didn't get to work because your grandfather was too busy working, making him money, man. That's Park right there, man. And you get to walk on Park Street, man, and the nice tiles of Park Street and park your car and go to a shop on Park Street, man. This man's famous for making your life how? Keep it in.
Who in 1799 built the fine house that still stands on the corner of Park Street.
And this man built a nice house that's still there to this day on the corner of Park Street, called the Fine House. Now let's see how we got this money. Let's see, he built a good big house. Let's see if we got this money from him. Because that's what I check. Houses cost money, the bricks, the laborers. Let's see how we got this money. Let's see if we got it by good elbow grease and good work and knuckling down, man. Let's see how we got this money up, man.
He was a slave trader.
And this man was a slave trader, man. This man put black people in chains, man. Shackles and chains, and took him on a 3-month journey to the Caribbean, man. That's how he made his money. He made his money by making sure that your grandparent got diseases and drowned to death in women's menstrual blood, man. He made his money by throwing black people overboard every time they got sick. So much black people thrown overboard that sharks still follow that same route today, man. That same slave route. Black people killed so much that we changed the force of nature, man. We changed the course of nature. Places where sharks wouldn't normally be, there are to this day, even though slavery is over. They've migrated there now. They stay there, man, to this day. And that's how he got rich, man. Keep it in.
And a banker in Liverpool.
And the banker as well, man. Had a side job too, and on the side, had a hustle here. You know how some people are bankers, but they have shares in certain things, or they have a business on the side as well. Or some people have their main job, but then they got their own little business, their own little side hustle. The man had his main job was what? Slaving black people, but he worked as a banker as well, man. Keep it in.
He owned a massive ship called Park, which had berths of 600 slaves.
And this man and his ship had 600 slaves. And I'm not sure we know this year. Do you know how much people 600 is? 600 is a lot of people, man. I don't think you understand. 6 people is a lot of people. I think 600 is what? I think one classroom is what, 30 people. About 30 people in a classroom, innit? And times that by 20, man. That's a lot of people on one ship, man. On one journey, you got 600 people. And it goes again and again and again, man. a lot of people, a lot of slaves, a lot of people dying, a lot of people getting sick, a lot of people getting cutting, a lot of people getting castrated, a lot of women getting raped, man. And that's how he
Right.
made his money. And guess what? Is he disgusting? Is he, oh man, he's a horrible person, man? Is he, you know what, let's forget about the history, it's a dark history. Is he treated like Hitler? Nah, man, he's a hero. He gets a name named, he gets a road named after himself.
Right.
Anyway, drop that real quick. Give me give me Psalms 49 and 11.
God. Psalms. Psalms chapter 49, verse 11.
God.
Their inward thoughts is that their houses shall continue forever.
And that's the inward thought, man. Sorry, I'm gonna put him on the screen so you can see him. And that's talking about the white man, the inward thought. What's the inward thought in your mind?
Right.
They think their houses are gonna live forever, man. They think they're gonna oppress black people forever, man. And guess what, black man? Guess what? Let me tell you something, man. We can overcome this, man. We are
That's
gonna
right.
overcome this, man. We got a king called Yahushua, he will save us, man. Once upon a time, black man,
Right.
in a country called Egypt, and Egypt was living every day, like, you know, treating black people bad, building pyramids, building sphinx, and black people on the bottom, and they thought, nah, we will never get taken down, man. And guess where they are
Right.
now, black man? In the Sahara somewhere with dirt on them, man. With a
Right.
plate in their lip, man. Don't think it can't happen, man. Don't think it can't happen. The day's coming, black man, with the white man. The next time you see a white man is gonna be in a wax museum, man. The same
Right.
white man that chases you around the ends with a truncheon and pepper spray, man. One day your kids are gonna say, "Yo, Dad, I was in school today, and they said that he used to be the prime minister." You're gonna say, "Yeah, he was." You're gonna say, "Oh, stop lying, man. This man here in the cave, it ain't gonna happen, man. I don't think it can happen." 'Cause once upon a time, the Egyptians were somebody, man, and now the
That's
Egyptians
right.
are building themselves, man. Now the Egyptians are walking around the Sahara naked, man. It can happen, man. Their inward thought is that they're gonna live forever. They think that we're gonna be slaves forever. They think that they're gonna be rich forever, have names, road names named after their slave owners, and statues named after people that kill black people. The thing's gonna happen forever. Black men, it ain't, man.
Right.
And don't trust me. Yeah, the Bible is not a fairy tale book, man. It happened before. Egypt was England at one time, man.
That's right.
Egypt had the best military on the face of the earth, man. And where are they now? Where are they now, man? In the dirt somewhere, in the dust somewhere. And guess what, black man? That same policeman, the day's coming where he's gonna be in a cave, man. The day's coming
Right.
where the next time you're gonna see a white man is gonna be in a wax museum, man. The day's coming where you're gonna rule. You're coming out of the council estates and into the palace, man. You're coming out of the ghetto and into the palace, man. Keep reading.
God. And their dwelling places to all generations.
And they think they're dwelling places to all generations, rather than living nice, rather than passing the slave money onto their grandchildren, David Cameron is a descendant of a slave owner, man. That's a fact.
Right.
David
Right.
Cameron became prime minister. Why? Because he's smart. Because he went to. They say, listen, ain't no one holding you down, man. You gotta go to college and learn and do your thing, man. You know what I mean? Did David Cameron put his head down and learn? He went to Oxford University. Why, man? Because his parents had you in slavery, man. He got
Right.
nice privileges. They was rich, and he got to go to the Oxford Club and go to Cambridge and Oxford and have all them benefits. Why? Because his foreparents made your foreparents cocaine, and that's
what they done.
he got the best education, man. That's how he became the prime minister of the UK, man. They think that it's gonna go on for generation, and for generation, it's not, man. It won't happen.
Right. God. They call their lands after their own names.
That's what they do. They call their lands after their old names, man. Turner Street, Bow Street. They got statues of their people here. They name their lands after their famous people, man. No matter if they're murderers, man. No matter if they harm black people, man. They name their lands after their own names. They name the streets after their own names, after their prominent people, man. That's how proud they are, man. That's how proud they are. And the I.S.U.P.K, we're wrong because we teach black people to love black people. When white people love white people, man, no matter what they do, no matter if they're owners, man, they love them regardless, and they name streets after them. They commemorate them. They make statues and trophies to them and have a day for them, man. No matter how hard they treated you, no matter how bad they treated you, that is not their concern. They don't care about that. What they're concerned about is what wealth this white man brought to their country, man. That's what they care about, man. And likewise, we're the same, man. I'm not concerned about white people and drugs, man. It's not.
That's right.
I'm not an animal. I don't say, wish around drugs, hope they die. Nah, man, I'm not about that. It's not my concern, man. My concern is that black man on drugs, that black man on the park bench with what's it called, the lager, and the needle in his vein. That's my concern, man. White man, too bad, man. They say to us, They go, oh, black men are offended at the statue. Too bad, man. This is a famous monument to our city, man. You know, we're gonna have him in central London. We're gonna have him in Bristol, man. Too bad, man. And likewise, white men and drugs. Too bad. My love goes to black people, man. Black people.
That's
man.
right.
It's like everyone. If you could play Tony Robinson video real quick. Mr. Warrior. So this is Tommy Robinson. What they call far left, the ex-leader of what EDL, man. And this is what he said about the whole thing in Bristol, man. Now remember, white people change now. The press has changed, man. You got some good oppressors out there, man.
Right.
Remember, George Floyd is dead. There's a knee in his neck, and this man ain't talking about it, man. We're gonna find out what he's talking about, man. This is Tony Robinson, you know, the famous, you know, he's not all them, you know, black people think that Tommy Robinson only hates Muslims. His beef ain't towards black people. Listen, he hates all nations, man.
That's right.
He hates
Right.
What? Who did they hate? What nation hated more than you, man? It's the Muslims that hated, and guess what? They hate you more, man. I'm gonna tell you, black people, Muslims bomb up England, man. Muslims run over people under the London Bridge, man. You would think the white man have a problem with them? For all the terrorism and the bombs and the 7/7 bombings and the terrorist attacks and the terrorist attack in Paris and so forth, guess who they hate? You, man. You would think they hate the Arabs. You think the Arabs will be stopped and frisked. You think Mark Duggan was an Arab. You think Rashawn Charles was an Arab. He weren't, man.
Right.
The terrorist attacks and the bombings, they still find time to hate you, man.
That's right.
And guess what? We just sell drugs even there. We kill each other. We don't kill white people. And all that black man, they hate you so much, even through the terrorist attacks. They're watching you, man.
That's
Even
right.
they made it in town, in London, in Leeds city centre, they got something called terrorist barriers now, man, to stop people from driving their cars up there. And why did they make them barriers? Because what Arabs are doing that, man. And even though Arabs are killing their people, they still find time to hate you, man. They still find time to choke Sean Charles. Still find time to kill Mark Duggan and Jermaine Baker, man. You think we're the terrorists? They still find time to go, yo, what's that there, man? They still find time. Just the other day, anyone seen them TikTok memes when they're dissing black people? The girls say, oh, you know, go find your dad if you know where he is. You know what I mean? And the other woman goes, this is how you make niggas. And they say, yeah, a bit of unemployment, a bit of having a job. And guess what? Do you know why these people are in the house? Do you know why they're in the house making these memes? They're in this house making these memes because of coronavirus, man. The Chinese are the reason why you're in your house. The Chinese are the reason why you can't go to work. The Chinese are the reason why you can't go to work no more, why you're unemployed. And why you're in the house, you're dissing black people, man.
That's right.
Chinese people. I would have thought they were this Chinese. I would have thought they were angry at Chinese people. And even though they're in the house, they're dissing you, man. They can't stand you. You know what, black man? You're hating more than any other nation, and that's in the Bible.
That's right.
So prepare for me.
You're in London. My blood pressure's about to go. I can't believe what's come of our country. And that statue like you did in Bristol today, and there's not going to be a British public there to confront you about it, you're wrong. You watch next Saturday how many people turn up.
Play it back again.
How can they think that's acceptable? You see, they've just pulled down. My blood pressure's about to go. I can't believe what's come of our country.
Is that for the start? It's jumping. That was the wrong one. No sweat. So anyway, that's the wrong one. It's a long video, but I got the wrong clip. In the clip, it says they pulled down a statue in Bristol, and what? Because this man's an old slave owner. So what, man? Who cares, man? That's exactly what he said. Because this is British history. That's what he said. This man said, I don't care. So I don't care. Black people got lynched, man. Don't pull down my statues, man. This is my hero right there, man. You can watch it in spare time. The man says that. So he goes, and they put it down because he used to be some slave owner. Who cares, man? This has been there for the 1700s. How dare they do that, man? You don't care. You don't care, man. You feel white people love this man don't care what this man did to your parents. He don't care. Listen, he's offended that you put the statue down. He's offended that you put down history. But I'm offended it's up. He's offended that it's down. I'm offended that it's up. But guess what? But guess who's feelings matter? His dude. His feelings matter. His wife. He's white. And I'm black. Ain't no one cares about black people, man. About black people, man. Give me Jeremiah 15:5 real quick. What is okay? Quite a bit. Also, I thought I caught it. Carry on. It's like,
You see, they've just pulled down some statue from 1700, 300 years old. Who gives a shit what it's about what the man done
Stop. The man said, who gives a shit about what the man done?
God.
I don't care if you're offended. I don't care if your feelings are hurt, man.
Right.
He would never, ever say that to the so-called Jewish man.
That's right.
Nazi sign and say, I don't care. I like Hitler. He said, you know what? It's inconsiderate, man. It hurts their feelings. When it comes to black people, he don't care. He don't care if it hurts our feelings. He don't give a damn. The man said this has been up since 1700s, man. This is a British monument. It makes us feel good. I don't give a shit about black people. I don't care how it makes you feel. I don't care if it makes you feel sad. I don't care if you raped your grandparents or killed your grandparents, man. This is British history. This man gave Britain some money. He made Britain rich, man. Here's the reason why the NHS is thriving today. Here's the reason why they got the furlough law. Here's the reason why they got enough money to pay you even though you're not working, man.
Right.
Poor parents can save yours, man. That's what he cares about. He don't care about black people, man. He don't care about you, man. I must lie down with some white women, so that ain't happening here, man. I can't do it, man. You wouldn't do it.
Right.
Pay to you. I can't do it, man. I can't fight for the Royal Navy, man. I can't fight for the Royal Air Force, man.
God.
Your white friend sit next to me, so yeah, cool. I can't do it, man. Because they don't care about my plight, man. Meanwhile, we care about theirs.
Right.
Black man, let me tell you something, man. If you say something about homosexuals on Facebook, you will go to Facebook jail, man. You be in Facebook jail. You be in Facebook jail for 30 days. They say you said something offensive against the homosexual community. Therefore, we're blocking your Facebook, man. Meanwhile, this man can outright diss black people, man. And it's okay to diss black people. You can outright share. You can outright. I always say this, man. I say this a lot, man. You might be sick of saying this. How is it that you cut these homosexuals, you cut these Jews, man? They will block your page, you in Facebook jail and sanction you, man. But meanwhile, you can outright these black people and no one goes to jail. No one goes to Facebook jail. You say something about homosexuals, they'll block your page, man. But then you can share a video of one of these London drill rappers, man, talking about kill, shank, killing black people. No Facebook jail. I can share a video of Nicki Minaj saying how she's a whore, man. No Facebook jail. I can share a rap video talking about kill, drive-by. That's a black. I thought you care about all lives, man. I thought
that's right.
Language is horrible and it's murdering and it's just, it's just nasty, disgusting language. But when I talk about killing a black man, it's fine. It's all cool, man. No one ain't gonna block you. You're not going in Facebook jail. We'll talk about the Jewish man, though. That's wrong, man. Talk about the whole.
Right.
Don't post a video about boom bye, man. So like, go on YouTube. You probably can't find boom bye no more, man. Probably
right.
All users, man. You know the problem is black man. No one cares about your life, man. Your life don't matter.
That's right.
Give me Jeremiah. Can drop that.
15 and 5. God. Jeremiah chapter 15 verse 5. For who shall have pity upon thee, O Jerusalem?
You know what God said? God said, who will have pity upon you, O Jerusalem? Who's Jerusalem? Black people, man.
That's right.
Before the fake Israelites, man. Before the fake, the Israelis. And also, who has pity on you, black man? Who cares about you, man? You know what? That statue needs to come down, man. Because we're offending black people, man. We just heard him. He said, I don't give a shit about the slave trade. It's pity on you, man. You know what? It's a shame how them black people kill each other, man. It's a shame how you can share all these videos on Facebook, man. But when it comes to when it comes to Israeli and people putting up anti-Semitic comments, you jump on their neck, man.
Right.
No one cares about black people. The Bible says, who has pity on you? And let me answer that for you. No one has pity on black people, man. No one has pity on black people, man. Black people die by the hands of the police, and nobody cares, man. Like I said, all these white people that's trashing the place. All it is white people trying to rebel, man. We all know white people are hooligans. White people are football hooligans, and they love to break shops. They love to trash cars, and this is an excuse for them to jump on your bandwagon. White people don't care about your plight. They don't care about you dying. All it is, they're seeing the protests, and they're seeing that, right, this is our time to, get wild, man.
Right.
This is our excuse for breaking some shops. That's all it is, man. White people don't care about your oppression, man. They don't care about this. The other day, a white man telling a black man to kiss his Air Force Ones. But you seen it? You see the other one? You know that video? Say, get on the floor now and kiss me. You see that in Sheffield? Okay. So white people don't care about your plight, man. They don't give a damn, man. They just want to vandalize things, man. Want to break things. This is their cue. This is their cue, man. But as the Bible says, who has pity on you, man? Nobody does. Nobody. Let me tell you something. In London, someone threw a bottle at a horse. Anyone heard about that? And everyone's like, oh, that sad horse, man. Meanwhile, George Floyd is dead, man. No one cares about him.
That's right.
No one cares about black people dying. No one cares about the statue that came down. No one cares about that being up for 300 years, offending black people.
Right.
Poor horse, man. Them poor shops, man. People are insured and can get them shops back. Meanwhile, George Floyd is dead. His life ain't insured, man. Mark Duggan's dead. His life ain't insured, man. Why
Right.
do people care about them horses, man? Why do people care about them dogs, man? If you beat a dog, you're going to jail, man.
That's right.
Meanwhile, the police can beat you up though, and they ain't go to jail.
Right.
Everyone cares about everything else but black people. The dodo birds extinct. All them cats, man. The RSPCA donate money to the RSPCA, man. Meanwhile, black men on the park bench, black men on the train begging. And where's the charity to get black men off drugs, man? Where's the charity? When has the prime minister? When has anyone ever go? You know what? It's a shame how them black people live, man. They're killing each other over a £5 debt, man. They're killing each other over a postcode that they don't own, man. When has that ever happened? I'm gonna tell you, that's never happened.
Right.
When come together and say, you know what, the world's going extinct, man. Let's put some money together, man. You can what's the advert? You can sponsor a dog for $5.99. Help the dog find a good home.
Yeah.
No one would ever chip in to make sure you find a good home.
Right.
On crack and crack babies and don't know who our fathers are, man. And I've never seen a donation help black people. I've never seen an organization come to help black people. You know why? Because no one cares about black people, man. In fact, people blame us, man. People blame us. We're the victim here, and no one goes, no, leave him, man. You know what I mean? He's a victim, man. He's a victim. People blame us. Well, you got to pull your finger out, man. You can't be blaming the whole world for your problems. The white men don't owe you nothing. That's the things people say. Keep reading.
Khan. For who shall have pity upon thee, O Jerusalem? Or who shall bemoan thee?
Who shall bemoan you? Who cries for black people, man?
Right.
No one does, man. No one cries for black people, man. In fact, they blame us. Whenever a black man, George Floyd died, and what did they say? Well, he had coronavirus. What's that got to do with anything, man? George Floyd died and go, well, he was a porn star. No one bemoans us, man. There's a picture of a statue of a man that killed black people, man. Rich, because black people had to die. Black people died, so he was rich. And no one goes, come on, let's take it down. Come on, put it down, man. They said, you know what, this has been up there 300 years, man. We keep it up there. Who gives a shit what he done in the past? No one gives a damn. No one cares about black people, man. Black people die every day. I ain't seen a penny towards helping black people. But guess what?
That's right.
They've been missing for 17 years, man. And they just saw the news the other day, they got new leads. New leads. No one's saying, you know what? We killing taxpayers' money right now, man. Let it go, man. She's a big woman. If Madeleine McCann's alive, guess what? She's a big woman, man. She's a 20s. I got picked everything. She's a big woman, man. Let it go, man. They're still trying to get this girl that went missing 17 years ago. 17 years ago. I thought the past don't matter. I thought black people died ages ago. Come on, let it go, man. Madeleine McCann is gone, man. She's either dead or she's living her life, man. Put it in the past, and they're still spending taxpayers' money to find Madeleine McCann, to find Jessica and Holly, man. Meanwhile, no one spends money to find you, black man.
That's right.
No one goes, you know what, let's change these road names. Let's take the statue down, man. And when people take the statue down, they're angry about it. They're vexed about it, man. They don't care about how you feel, man. Keep reading.
Khan. Or who shall go aside to ask how thou doest?
No one cares how you do, man. Drop that. Give me Isaiah 32:5 real quick. Any questions online? Make sure you type them in, right? Or in the class, or put your hand up, right?
Isaiah chapter 32, verse 5. The vile person shall be no more called liberal.
Hear that? The Bible said the vile person shall no more become liberal, man. What you saw the other day on Saturday, that was the vile person being called liberal no more, man.
That's right.
You know what a vile person does? A vile person will rape black people, man. A vile person will rape black people. A vile person will get paid of making someone work for free, man. And for too long, vile people have been called liberal, man. For too long, these vile people be getting statues, man. These vile people become prime ministers. These vile people have become MPs, man. And the Bible says the days coming when these same vile people are no more gonna be called liberal, man. These vile people like they're somebody. These vile people got roads named after themselves. These vile people got statues, man. And the days coming, black man, where they're no more gonna be called liberal, man. The statues are coming down. The road names are coming down. Black man, don't you go out there and riot, man. Don't you go out there and avenge yourself. The Bible says, avenge not yourself, man. When Christ comes back, these statues are coming down. All of them are coming down. Not just one, not just two, not just one road name. We ain't gonna sign no petition. All these road names are coming down, man. All these statues are coming down, man. In America, Abraham Lincoln statue coming down, man. Mount Rushmore's coming down, man. Winston Churchill is coming down, man. All of that
Go
shit
on.
coming down. You know why? Because the vile person is no longer going to be called liberal, man. He's no longer going to
That's
become MP. He's no longer going to become PM. He's no longer going to be called the Prime Minister, man. These people are vile. These people are made money from being vile, man.
right.
Make laws saying 2 man can marry. That's a vile person right there, man.
Go on.
Make laws that say a child can call the police and his parents, man. They're vile people, man. And we look up to them. We vote for them. We put them in 10 down the street, man. We commemorate them and make statues of them. They're no longer going to be called vile, no longer going to be called liberal, man. And that's what you saw the other day, the 6th of June 2020, man. That came down. And it's so ironic as well. Guess where they put the statue? In the docks. The same dock that made him money, they put the statue right there, man. Vandalized it, dragged it all the way through Bristol Town Centre, you know, and then dashed it in the water, man. That's
Right.
what it is, man. Keep it in.
God. No, the child said to be bountiful.
No, the child said to be bountiful. Child means cruel, and bountiful means happy. That cruel man's no longer going to be called happy, man. We look up to him like, yeah, you know, Winston Churchill, man. The Honorable Winston Churchill, man. The Honorable Enoch Powell, man. The Honorable, you know, the Prime Minister Margaret Thatcher, man. All these people are vile, man. They're vile, man. They tell you to honor these people. Let me tell you something about Margaret Thatcher. Margaret Thatcher closed down the factories in the 80s, man. Knowing that black people worked in the factories and made black people go back to the Caribbean poor, man. And we must commemorate her. We must have a date for her. Black people fought in World War I and World War II, man. And guess where they put black people? In the trenches, man.
Right.
Work in the Air Force, put us in the trenches, man. And we got trench foot and so forth and diseases, man. And I must have a 1 minute silence, man, on Remembrance Day. I must have a puppy on the side of my. I must have a puppy on my chest, you know, every November, man. These people are bountiful, man. So like, these people are cruel, man. They ain't bountiful. They ain't, man. What's his name? David Cameron. The trace lineage back, man. And it goes back to slave traders, slave owners. And they said to him, don't you think you should give black people some money back? He said, no.
Right.
But what we'll do is build a prison in Jamaica, man. Meaning the only time people think spending money to black people is to lock them up. Meaning black man, you ain't worth a penny unless it's to lock you up, man.
Right.
We should move forward to this, man. But what we'll do, I'll build a prison in Jamaica, though, for all the people that, meaning I ain't gonna give you a penny. And if I do give you a penny, it's to put you in jail, man. That's all you deserve. These people are vile, man. And people who
That's right.
Boris Johnson is vile, man. Boris Johnson, everyone's here. Boris Johnson, man, the Prime Minister. Boris Johnson, that black people are picking in his with watermelon smiles, man.
Right.
Look it up, man. The black people are picking in his with watermelon smiles. And a pickaninny is a black child, man. Today in Jamaica, pickaninny means a child of any race. A pickaninny is a black child, man. That's what that's what Boris Johnson said about us. Can you believe that? Boris, you know, with the scruffy suit and the scruffy haircut, you know. They got the nerves with black people. This is up, man. Are you hearing this? Boris, black man full of flavor, got the bop and dress good. And some man with some shabby blonde hair, you know. Black hair, some baggy suit. Prime Minister, you know. Ain't got a tailor-made suit. Got the nerves of black people, man. So lucky, man. Read it one more time and we move on.
Another one, Slakia. The vile person shall no more be called liberal, nor the child.
That's what they call. That's what these people are called. They're called liberals.
Right.
Liberals. The Bible says, listen, these people ain't liberal no more, man. And that's what the I.S.U.P.K comes in. I make sure I tell the world that these people are liberal, man. Black people living a life think that these people are liberal, and that's why I come in, man. I'll tell you no to that. I'll show you that they ain't liberal, man. I'll show you, I'll go through the history, show you that they ain't liberal. Man. The Tory party right now, can you put up the flyer that they have? Boris Johnson's a Tory, man. He's a member of the Conservatives, man. Let me tell you something about the Conservatives, man. You're thinking that they're liberal. I'm gonna show you that they ain't liberal, man. This was them, what, 60 years ago? Wasn't that long ago, man? This was them. Same people that you voted for, man. Same people that you love so much, man. This is their sign. That's so you can see it real quick. This is their sign, man. This is the same, you know, the same people that say we ain't racist. You know, we changed now, man. This is them. just 60 years ago, man. These are the vile people that call themselves liberal, man. And we make sure that you know that they ain't liberal. Look, it says, it goes, if you desire the color for your neighbor, vote Labour. I mean, if you like them black people, then yeah, you vote for that party, man. But if you're sick of them, you vote for us, man. That's Boris Johnson right there, man. That's Boris right there. That's Theresa May right there, man. So you want them disgusting black people, yeah, vote Labour, man. What do you say? If you're already burdened with the one, I mean, if you're already sick of the one, who's your next door neighbor, the one on your road, then vote for us, man.
Right.
That's the word right there, man. That's the history right there. I ain't making this up. That's a vile person right there, man. They ain't liberal to us, man. They're liberal
That's
to
right.
people, liberal to their own people, liberal to England. Black man, they ain't liberal to you. Then drop that. All right, give me Romans 12.
Salaki other one. Can I read verse 6?
Go on.
For the vile person will speak villainy, and his heart will work iniquity.
There you go,
To
man.
practice.
That same person that you think is, liberal, who is vile, his heart speaks iniquity, man. These same liberals that you love so much, guess what these same liberals do, man? The same liberals that you think, oh, they're so nice. They say two men can marry, man. Look what his heart speaking.
Right.
They say that, the woman and the man's equal, man. The heart speakers, the Bible says villainy, man. Wickedness, man. Drop that anyway. Give me a Romans 12.
So let me just read it. Slacky other one. Let me just finish it. To practice hypocrisy.
There you go. And to practice hypocrisy. A hypocrite is someone that says one thing and does something else, man. Practice hypocrisy. Say, you know what I mean? We don't say stuff like, see, we changed now. We used to be racist. I have a statue about a slave owner, man. See, slavery is in the past. It's done, man. This is a country where, there's no segregation. Everyone's one. You're just British, man. But they have roles named after slave owners, man. British, and, we don't believe in that. And you can be anything you want as long as you put your mind to it, man. Regardless of color, man. Meanwhile, they don't stop and frisk all people, man. They stop.
That's right.
They call black people animals and savages, man. But it's not black people who are football hooligans, man. It's not black people who are throwing bottles and everything, man.
Right.
Black men, man, these postcode wars and knife things and the man. When white men are football hooligans, and they don't come down on them. They don't go to jail for 20 years, man. They get a ban. They get a ban from pubs and football games. That's all they got, man. We get life behind bars, man. Because that's what you call hypocrisy, man. They love their people, man.
That's right.
Let me tell you something. They give their people a second chance, man.
Yeah.
When the white man's in jail, he must have done something bad, man. Because they give him a chance. I used to go to college with some white boys, and they told me how they're on the course. I'm on the same course with them, and they're saying, yeah, because I get my first 3 drive lessons paid for free, and I get a free bus. I'm saying, how are you getting these benefits, man?
Right.
They progress in life, man. They make it in life, man. You ain't getting it. So the white guy told me, a white guy told me that this is before internet was popular, and now the internet's nothing, man. He got a free laptop and the government to help him with his course, and free internet, man. The dongle that the government supplied for him that he could plug into his finger, man.
Right.
And how many black people knew about that? None of us did, man. We were in the ghetto selling drugs to get that same laptop, man. We were in the ghetto selling drugs to get that same dongle, man. Meanwhile, white man got it free, man. Right. No one knew about that in the ends, man. Still like the other one.
And when they used to do construction way back, they was in my year, like, you gotta do it on time, you have to pass. And with the white boys, they were messing around, and then towards the end of the year, they was rushing to help them out. They wouldn't help me at all. And these guys who messed around, you know what I mean? They didn't do any work. They were actually helping them. They were actually doing the work.
No, I've seen it. We all messing around and like, you know what I mean? You miss your own self. When they mess around, I've heard them, lads, come on, lads, come on, man. You got all the time in the world, man. Black men, they don't care about you, man.
That's right.
Imagine the school teacher that taught you maths and English. She didn't want to be in that school, man. She going places. She go, I'm gonna go be a teacher. I'll be an English teacher. I'm gonna go foreign places, man. Little did she know that she had to work at Aston Manor, man. And she comes from a nice neighborhood, drives to the ghetto, and she hates it, man. You know how you hate working in McDonald's or KFC? You can't stand it. It's due to get paid. She can't stand working with niggas, man. And as soon as she gets a promotion, she's out, man. One day the job going in a nice school where people want to learn, and she's out the door, man. She ain't gonna make sure you learn. She ain't gonna spend time with you and make sure you learn. She's like, I don't care, man. Gonna end up on drugs anyway. She had dreams of going far in life, but when you're new on the scene, you ain't got no credentials. Your CV ain't nice, so you got these low schools, and that's where she's right now. I'm teaching you, man. I can't stand you, man. Can't stand the sight of you. You know what I mean? Parents see you when your parents. She don't care about you, man. Drop that. Give me that Romans 12:19 real quick.
God. Romans chapter 12, verse 19. Dearly beloved, avenge not yourselves.
Yeah, the Bible says, avenge not yourself, man. Meaning, black man, listen, black man, don't go out there and rip down those statues, man. I
Right.
guess we're gonna get the blame for all these black people are. But not one black. I didn't see not one black face ripping down statues, man. We're smart. Black, we're scared of police. We know what happened, man. Only a white man's bold enough to do something like that, man. The Bible goes,
Right.
avenge. Black man, you will get your vengeance, man. Christ said, "Wait ye upon me. Wait on Christ, black man." Guess what? If you wait on Christ, guess what? You can tear down every statue, man.
That's right.
You can break down every single mosque in every church, man. You can
Right.
go up down the street, just wait upon Christ. Do not avenge yourself, black man. If you tear down any statue, you're gonna end up in jail, man. When all these
Yeah.
things calm down and dies down, they're coming for you, man. I remember with the whole Mark Duggan riots, everyone was out there rioting, taking laptops, taking this and taking that. And when it all died down, what happened, man? It was cutting off black people's benefits, it was locking you up, putting you behind bars. That man, do
Right.
not avenge yourself
Right.
and wait upon Christ, man. The black man who's more angry than you, man. You can do more damage than what you can do, man. And guess what? When Christ comes on the scene, all this is going to be legal. Taking down statues is going to be legal, man. Taking
Right.
down road names are going to be legal, man. You wait on him, man. You come in the I.S.U.P.K, clean yourself up, man. And when you wait upon Christ, man, don't take the law into your own hands because you're going to end up behind bars, man. You're going to end up with your
Yeah.
head, man. They will trample you with that riot horse, man. They're going to do it, man. The police are itching, waiting for an excuse to jump on you, man. Do not avenge yourself, man. Try to give me Exodus 34 and 13. When you wait upon the Lord, this is what you can do, man. You ready, yeah?
Exodus chapter 34, verse 13. But ye shall destroy their altars.
There you go, man. And this is what we did back in the day. This is what we did when we came to the land, man. We destroyed the altars, man. We went into another nation land and destroyed the altars, man. Destroy the altar at which they sacrificed to their gods, man. And you serve the Most High, black man. Guess what? We're going to do this again. We're going to
That's
destroy
right.
the church, destroy their mosque, man. He said temple and Soul Road up in the sky. Black man, that's coming down, man. It's coming right down to the ground. In the kingdom, let me hear the word Allah, man. Let me hear the word Gurwara, man. It's going to be a problem, man.
Right.
Destroy their altars. Keep it in.
And on God. But ye shall destroy their altars, break their images, and
what?
cut down,
Do that again.
break their images.
We're going to break their images, man. What's the images? They're statues, man.
That's right.
They're Edward Colston, man. They're Winston Churchill images. They're big images that they look up to. They're men who are revered and commemorated. We're going to destroy that, man. And you will get that.
Right.
Like, man. You what? Wait upon the Lord, man. If you wait upon the Lord, like, you can take it down anyway. Don't take laws into your own hands, man, and get locked up, man. You serve the Most High, black man. We did it before. We'll do it again. We'll take down the images, man. Take down the statue, take down their pictures, take down their,
Right.
anything that they, respect and all their people's coming down, man. Only if you abide by the laws, statutes, commandments, and wait upon Christ, man. That's the class. We have the announcements and then the prayers. That's pretty much, yeah.
All right, cunt. That was a powerful class. Let's give Officer Corruptor a hand.
Who's the other one?
Yeah, we are the I.S.U.P.K. Started out at 1 West, 125th Street, Harlem, New York, under commanding General YAHANNA. Rules of a new brother and sister. When a new brother or sister comes to the school, they are off limits for 6 months. They are to be saluted only. They here to shed themselves of the world. If they need transportation, the teacher will arrange it. After 6 months, if a brother or sister has an interest in a particular person, he or she must get permission from the head to speak to a brother or sister. There is another 6 months in which the brother and sister will court each other. After the 6 months, the brother and sister will get permission from the head to marry. Tithes, which is a commandment numbered 18:21, Malachi 3:8-10, means 10th, Ma'ashra, 10% of any increase you receive from the Lord. Refund, not mandatory. Whatsoever amount you would like to give. Upcoming holy convocation.
With trumpets.
The feast of trumpets. The date to be announced. All Acumen Aqua, check the bulletin board in the hallway and check all I.S.U.P.K social media, so Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, Twitter,
Come.
Twitter account as well. If anyone wants to become a trooper in the school, start wearing all black boots, shirts, pants, headbands, and scarves. And with that, I model and the Lord's Prayer. Abanawa.
Shabbat, Shemaya.
Shemaya.
Gosh.
Shemaya.
Hayah.
Shemaya.
Yahweh. Malak. Double R. Ratazaka. Hayah. Aisha. Baratazah. Kawal. Hayah. Bar Shemaya. Apananawa. Lakam. Cow. Yawam. Wasalaknawa. Kabawaknawa. Kasalaknawa. Kabawaknawa. Wala'a. Dabaya'aynawa. Banasayawan. Abor. Hawashaynawa. Mayan. Right. Hayah. Lakah. Hamalakwa. Waha'ala. Wahapapara. La'aywalamya. Oh, my, in English, our Father,
Our Father,
hallowed be thy name,
hallowed be thy
thy
name.
kingdom come,
Thy will be done in earth
heaven,
as it is in heaven.
give us
Give us
this day
this day our daily bread.
give us our debt,
And forgive us our debt
forgive our debtors,
as we forgive our debtors.
and lead us not
And lead us not
into temptation,
into temptation,
but deliver us from evil.
but deliver us from evil.
Thine is the kingdom,
Thine is the
and
kingdom,
the power,
and
and
the
the
power,
glory,
and the glory,
so
ever.
be it.
So be it.
We're going to give the teacher one courtesy salute. Men of Israel, I Madim Shabbat. I Madim Barak. Yahweh
Yahweh Shabbat.
Yahweh Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai B'Katah.
Yad Yamata. Class dismissed.